The show that we both love so deeply. We're not the only ones at Comic-Con who feel that way. We're super excited to have the cast and producers of Game of Thrones here. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Just to put some voices to who people are for our listeners, why don't we just go down the line and say who you are and what overlord you are.
David Benioff, writer, producer, overlord number 2.
Dan Weiss, writer, producer, Supreme Overlord.
Yeah.
Sophie Turner, I play Sansa Stark.
Christian Nairn, and I play Hodor.
I'm sorry, I'm going to start crying.
Kleenex now, please.
I'm Natalie Emmanuel, and I play Missandei.
Isaac Hempstead-Wright, I play Bran Stark.
Kristen, how many doors have been held for you at Comic-Con this year?
Oh, hundreds. I can never escape now. Let's face it.
I mean, really, I have to imagine that is a part of your daily life at this point.
Yeah, I often see doorstops with my name written on them and stuff, so I accept it. I love it.
Do you? I mean, I'm sure you guys know when the episode was shot. It was. I can't even. People were destroyed by it, emotional, full destruction. How was it watching the dailies of that? I mean, what was that like for you guys?
Why did you do that?
Why did you do it?
How dare you, sir?
Don't blame us. George R. R. Martin told us about this 3 or 4 years ago in Santa Fe, and the moment he told us, we just thought, oh my God, that's the coolest thing we've ever heard. And poor Christian, he has no idea what's coming down the pike. But once we saw the dailies, of his face holding that door and just the emotion that he had, we knew we were going to make people cry. And he did.
Sophie, Sansa's storyline, one of my favorites this season, just from where she began to where things ended. I mean, tell me a little bit about the trajectory of how it was for you.
Oh, it was
her
great.
evolution.
Oh yeah, well I've always felt like the past 5 seasons kind of felt like it was leading up to this for Sansa, and it kind of I finally felt like I had permission to be that girl that I always knew that she could be. I always saw the potential in her, and it was great. I had some amazing scenes with wonderful people that I've been dying to work with, so I was really lucky.
I'm going to lobby on your behalf to Dan and David here. Can Sansa rule the 7 Kingdoms? Because she seems the most competent person.
She's on it,
right?
She's on it.
I don't know. Maybe she's getting a taste for killing now. Who knows?
Does she like it?
I don't know. Ask the writers. I just say what I'm told to say.
How much do you guys talk to Dan and David about, what's going to happen by the end? What's going to happen next season? I mean, can we have a drink together and just chit chat?
You can try and ask them. I mean, there's always that, but we rarely get much information out of them. I think we sort of find out when we get the scripts, and sometimes we don't even get the scripts at once. We get a few, and then we have to wait for the next lot to come. So, it's...
Yeah.
Well, if you hear from us, it's bad news. Christian got the death call last year where we had to tell him.
Yeah, it was tragic.
Yeah.
I actually prefer not to know because I have quite a big mouth. the less I know, the less I can leak.
And did you tell everyone when you after the death call? Were you calling other cast members, being oh my God?
You can't ask
I told one
them.
person, that was my mother. Yeah, so I shared that with her, and she shared in my tragedy for a year. That sounds terrible.
Oh wow!
Unfortunately, his mother has 2 million Twitter followers.
And where are you at with season 7? Are you is it writing stage? Where are you at with things?
Yeah, we have good drafts, we think, of all the episodes, and so now it's just about we're in pre-production and we're doing some rewriting.
And
what happened?
And there's stuff.
And Sophie, what's your number again?
Damn!
There were some
Don't
calls.
take that call.
Who made
Calls
Don't
have
take
been
it.
made. Some calls
I'm
left to be
expecting
made.
a dinner. If I'm going, I want a dinner.
You want a death
I want
dinner?
a feast.
Jenna.
Who makes the death call? Is it a conference call? Both Dan and David do? You do it together? And who talks?
God.
Do you have a conversation about this? All right.
We both. It's like Run DMC.
Just less exciting.
And you guys are coming on in the summer next year. What's that about? Yeah, what's that about?
Don't
I
like
feel
the
like
wait.
you're
Don't like
making
it.
us wait a lot longer.
Sophie, what's that about?
You know,
Say something.
life.
Write her some dialogue, quick.
Write me something. I need to say something. I don't know. I think it's because we're doing it later because winter is here and we need the weather.
Exactly.
And then they don't have time to bring it out in the spring, so it's going to be the summer.
One of the things that I loved were just sort of like the little seeds that were dropped that maybe Sansa shouldn't totally, trust Jon Snow and everything. And I just thought that was, kind of Littlefinger being in her ear very much. Like, how much are we going to see that explored next season?
Yeah. Some.
Did I just get the
Somewhat.
answer version of a death call?
This is what we get whenever we ask them what's happening. Or we get false facts.
Isaac, what about your season last season? First off, you got to work with some White Walkers. What was that like?
Bran went full tree wizard mode. Yeah.
And you never go full tree.
Yeah, you don't go full tree wizard. I had some really fun scenes this season. Bran definitely his character actually came into his own this season rather than just kind of trying to get to wherever he was supposed to be. And yeah, some pretty scary encounters with the Night's King, but that was fun.
That was amazing. And Natalie, is it hard keeping a straight face when you're working with Peter Dinklage with some of those scenes? We're trying to get you guys to loosen up. I imagine there were a lot of outtakes.
It's so hard. It's probably the hardest part of working with Peter, especially because my character's always so contained and she's not the most sort of animated individual. And so when you've got Peter and Conleth as well, who are just so funny, it's really hard. I imagine that there's so much footage of myself and Jacob just cracking up when we're not supposed to be.
And we're going to see some of that actually in Hall H in about an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are going to show
Yeah.
Oh no!
We're
really? Oh no!
Well, tell us where you were the producers and some of the cast of Game of Thrones. What are you guys going to be showing?
Well, so there's the blooper reel,
Uh-huh.
and there's Rob McElhenney, who is our moderator this year, who is the showrunner for Always Sunny in Philadelphia and plays Mac on Always Sunny. He and Charlie Day created something kind of special for us, and we've got a very cool pre-production video that our geniuses at HBO put together. So yeah, there's a bunch of fun stuff, and then a bunch of questions and weird costumes. And
I'm so excited. It's my first time to San Diego.
It is.
Drinking. So I'm I don't know what to expect really. That's going to be great.
Do you guys have a favorite scene that you all did last season?
Mine has to be the joke scene, definitely.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was so fun to do. It was good fun.
I mean, I have to say the door scene.
The door scene.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun to shoot, believe it or not.
It was?
Even though the outcome was not that. It was a lot of fun to shoot, wasn't
Well,
it?
I enjoyed it. I just had to
okay
lie.
for you.
I just had to lie
You know,
down
just lie
in the
there.
theatre. I literally actually fell asleep during it.
You fell asleep during that scene?
Totally.
Climactic moment of the show.
And no one noticed. So.
he sacrificed his life for you, and you fell asleep.
Well, it was a long day.
He was having a vision. He was,
exactly.
he was having a vision.
Wave it out.
It's just taking some time for himself.
How about you, Sophie?
My favorite scene. I guess probably Ramsay's death for me, just because it was my first kill. And I've been craving it for so long, and I hate Yuan.
All right, they're pulling you guys out. We can't wait to see. Hopefully, all that footage will go out somewhere after the panel. We're super excited to see it, and so excited. I mean, what an extraordinary season this past season.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you so
congratulations on it to all of you. We've got some more Game of Thrones people coming in up next. We'll catch them after the break.
Thanks, guys.
EW Radio.